Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. We're going to be doing something a little different today. I'm going to be going on vacation for a few days, and so I'm going to just be doing a general reading for the energies that we can expect to experience over the next few days and getting some guidance for us on how to best navigate those energies. I should be back by Saturday, but if I am not, Saturday we do have a new wave spell beginning, and so this is a 13-day period that cycles through the 13 tones of creation. And the red moon energy is the energy that falls at the beginning of this wave spell, and so this is the energy we're going to be carrying throughout the next 13 days beginning on Saturday. And so that's the energy of purification, universal water, and flow. So that's the energy we're moving toward and moving into. And I'm actually going to take a look real quick. What was the last wave spell that we began? Because this is the energies that we have been experiencing. If I can find where that began. Here we go. I'm just going to count real quick here. Okay, here we go. I knew I was missing one somewhere. I'm like, that's way too many. All right, so the yellow warrior energy is the energy that we are currently in right now, and that's the wave spell that we've been moving through over the past 13 days, going into Saturday, right? And so this is the energy of questioning, intelligence, and fearlessness. And yes, oh, this is so perfect. We didn't even do this. I must have somehow missed this when I was going through the daily readings. Maybe I missed the reading the day we transitioned into this wave spell, but it's perfect because it's exactly what we've been talking about all week, right? Fearless is not a reduction of fears, but rather the capacity to go beyond fear. Going beyond fear means when we examine our fear, in the Shambhala tradition, discovering fearlessness comes from working with the softness of the human heart. So really taking control of our power, working on accessing our divine guidance, modeling our truths, right? Being that mindful warrior in everything that we do, and questioning everything, right? Coming from that place of pure understanding and that place of courage, right? Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's moving through that fear anyway. Or I should say courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving through that fear anyway. Fearlessness is actually possible, but fearlessness comes from complete and utter trust in the divine. And so that's what we're working toward developing right now. And that'll blend really nicely with that red moon energy, that flow, right? As we then move into that beautiful dance and that flow with the creator. And this whole purification process, which will line up perfectly as we enter the full moon on Halloween, on the heart chakra portal day. I mean, that's going to be such intense energy. And when I get back, I will be getting a video out for you guys on the full moon. And then we come into a 2-day portal on Sunday and Monday. And so, yeah, I should be back and doing the daily videos by then, but I wanted to put that out there just in case I am not. Because it's life and we never know where it's going to take us and how it's going to flow, and we just flow with it, right? We do have the sun moving into Scorpio on the 23rd. And so that is going to be intensifying the Scorpio energy even more, right? We have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio right now. If you guys haven't checked out that video, please do. It's such a deep transformative process that we are going through as far as our minds and the way they work and the way we communicate and the way we understand ourselves goes. So really, please check out that video. And yes, we are going to have, oh, look at this. We have the moon. Today is the 21st, and currently we have the moon in Capricorn. And so the moon is going to remain in Capricorn on the 22nd, and the 23rd, at somewhere late on the 22nd, the moon should be transferring from Capricorn into Aquarius. And so that's a nice fresh energy, right? That's a very inspired energy. It can probably be helpful because that takes our emotions back to a more logical and creative place, right? Because Aquarius is that forward thinker, right? That ingenious, that Uranian kind of energy. So that can really help maybe to give us some clarity around some of the stuff that's been going on in our minds with this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio that we've experienced. But with the sun going into Scorpio, we're going to need that little bit of a boost from the moon going into Aquarius, because that is, like we said, going to intensify that Scorpio energy as we move into Scorpio season. So yes, just be aware and be mindful of that. With the moon in Capricorn over the next couple days, right, this is going to be also helpful, because Capricorn's an earth sign, but it is very logical, and it's not necessarily an overly emotional sign. I know a lot of Capricorns, and so I can say that Capricorn is actually, in my experience, a pretty warm energy, despite what the zodiac may say sometimes, right? Or Capricorn has the capability to be a very warm energy, but it's not overly ruled and fettered by emotion. And we are very much like, we're going to feel emotionally good when we're able to accomplish things, when we're able to form a strategy, when we're able to move forward with our plans. And if we're unable to move forward, we may feel some of that frustration. But when the moon moves into Aquarius, that's going to give us a little bit of breath of fresh air around that, where we're able to see beyond possibly some of the perceived obstacles that may have been standing in our way, and kind of see another way forward. So that's the moon energies and what we're going to be feeling with those. And yeah, we do have on the 23rd, oh guys, yeah, as the sun moves into Scorpio, it's going to be loosely conjunct Mercury. So yeah, that's going to be, yeah, lots of Scorpio energy. So with no further ado, let's get into the cards. What energies can we expect over the next few days? What energies can we expect? What guidance do we have moving forward over these next few days? October 21st through 23rd, 24th-ish. It's good that time is fluid, right? All right, so the first card we have is Libra, I balance. And so really working on that ability, our ability to balance, right? To find that balance and that equilibrium in all aspects of our lives. Today and tomorrow are the last days of Libra season. So it's really like kind of examining and going back over, like, what have we learned throughout Libra season about balance, or about where balance is needed in our lives? How have we come to some sort of refinement of those energies, noticing where we require balance, and how have we then worked at applying that balance in our lives? And with the moon in Capricorn over the next couple days, that's going to help us to really put that into practice, right? To solidify those energies and put that and strategize and really apply the lessons that we've learned, right? Capricorn energy is very good at applying the lessons, applying knowledge, utilizing resources. So how are we able to do that? This is also like, I'm noticing the little cherubs on this card pretty intensely right now. So I'm feeling that in terms of relationship for a lot of people as well, where they found that balance in relationship with themselves and with other people. And in their own hearts. I'm feeling the heart energy. I don't know if this is a heart, but it reminds me of a heart down here right now. So yeah, the balancing of our own heart energies and how we give and receive energy, and how it is that we share our hearts, how it is that we share ourselves. And then we have the water element sensing. So this is going to be a very watery few days, a very emotional, right? Scorpio is a water sign moving into Scorpio season. Mercury, everything that we just talked about with that Scorpio energy. I feel this is a very highly intuitive energy too, right? Scorpio can be a highly intuitive sign, and just a lot of that intuition coming through. And I'm feeling this call to really center your intuition into your heart center moving forward, and to utilize that energy. And just whenever it is that emotions are coming up, that anything is coming up that's challenging for you, really move yourself into that heart space. Imagine rolling your eyeballs, rolling down the back of your head and landing in your heart, so that you're seeing out of that heart, right? Picture and imagine those things that bring you pure, unfettered joy. right? Whatever it takes to get into that heart space and to really move from there and feel from there and heal from there, right? When we bring love into any situation, it automatically helps to heal that situation and bring it to a higher place. And so we really want to be practicing that. But yeah, just a lot of really being in our feels, I feel like. Our feels and our intuition. And the North Node, life's purpose. So really that's going to be on a lot of people's minds this week, is what is the energy that we're moving into, right? What is it that we want to create? Who is it that we want to be? Who is it that we were meant to be, right? It's that I'm hearing like the fated life versus the destiny life, which is one of the cards that comes up sometimes, right? And so it's like, what is our destiny? Do we feel that destiny calling to us? And are we ready to answer that call? And I think a lot of people probably are. And I know there's a lot of people who are in this place where they're not really sure. They can feel themselves being pulled toward their destiny, but they're not really sure what that is. And so that's that water energy, right? That feeling of it. We can sense it. We can feel it coming. We can feel the energies coming. We can feel the changes coming. We can feel our soul calling to us. And we're like, but where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? So that's when the sensing with your heart really comes in. Meditate, connect to that intuition, connect to your inner guide, your inner self, your guides and your angels, of course, as well. And just really ask to be steered in the direction. I feel like for a lot of us right now, our emotions are steering us in the direction of our hearts and in the direction of our life's purpose. So just pay really close attention to where it is that you're being called right now, who it is you're being called to, what it is that you're being called to do. That is your intuition, your higher self, your heart leading you towards your life's purpose. And then we have Sagittarius IC, right? So that's that energy of understanding, of knowing. Sagittarius is the student, it's the gypsy, it's the philosopher. So we're really being called into those energies right now, those energies of learning more about ourselves, more about who we are, more about what we believe, and as we learn more about who we are and what we believe, and what we want, we come closer and closer to our life's purpose. So whatever it is that you're being called to study right now, to delve into, do that, right? However it is that you're being called to learn, whether that's through travel, whether that's through conversation with exotic people, whether that's exotic new ideas and traditions that you're being called to explore right now, explore those things. Learn as much as you can, right? And as you begin taking those steps and opening your mind up, that's when it's easier for those energies to enter and for that purpose and those next steps to be revealed to you. So really employ that adventurous energy, right? We just came out of the Sagittarius moon, and so we were feeling that energy. So really capitalize on that. I feel like a lot of people are just really going to be having more realizations about their life purpose and about where it is that they want to go. And those are some of the ways that we can do that. We can find that, get in touch with that. Yeah, ooh, this is so interesting. So we had the Pisces card, the Moon card, and the 12th house card all come out together. And so this is some incredibly spiritual, this is where that intuitive energy came in that we were feeling. Some incredibly spiritual, highly intuitive energy that we're tapping into right now. And we also had the air element come out with that, communicating. So it's like, communicating our truths, communicating what it is that we're coming to see and feel and know, right? Communicating that knowing, communicating what it is that we're intuiting, what it is that we're feeling, right? Really stepping into that sense and sharing those ideas with others. Like I'm feeling that energy coming through, and just that need. Communication's been learning how to communicate our truths, right? Has been coming up a lot. And instances where we need to be more communicative, to really utilize that throat chakra, right? But this is really deep intuitive energy, you guys. Really deep. The 12th house is the subconscious, right? It's the house of the collective unconscious. It is a house that is ruled by Pisces, right? And it is a house that stands for the soul. It is one of the houses in the Trinity of the soul. And the houses in the Trinity of the soul would be the 4th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house. And so this is like the ultimate. So we're really digging deep into our unconscious and our subconscious right now, into these aspects of ourselves, communicating with our souls. That's what I'm feeling coming through really strongly right now. Communicating with our souls, right? Believing that we are capable of doing anything, really believing in the impossible right now, that the impossible is possible. That's what we're being called to do over the next few days, so that we can see and have that clear vision and that clear sense of how we move forward towards where it is that we're meant to be and what it is that we're meant to do. Our souls are coming through really strongly to communicate with us, to communicate messages, to communicate ideas, to communicate so much of what we need to know in order to be able to move forward. So it's really getting into that place where we can be receptive to that energy today and over the next few days, right? And then on into that portal, right? This is great energy to practice connecting with and to be open to. I just feel so many beautiful messages from our souls coming through. This is because of the highly mystical energy and also the intensity with all of that Scorpio energy. We do want to be careful not to fall back into old patterns. Like this escapism energy can be part of the 12th house and part of the Pisces energy. So we want to be careful not to do that. Any old habits, any old addictive behaviors, things like that, like any ways that we're detaching ourselves from reality in a way that's unhealthy, we want to be careful of. If we're detaching, we want to be detaching so that we can really communicate and commune with our souls. We want to be coming at it from that point of view, from that approach, instead of the approach of just like numbing ourselves. We don't want to be numbing ourselves. We want to be allowing ourselves to sink deeper into our emotions, into our intuition, to really see and uncover what's under there. I feel like the 12th house is the house that holds our deepest gifts, right? It can be the house of our undoing, but when we know how to utilize those energies constructively, we can find our greatest gifts there. And so I feel for some people like really coming online and coming into a deeper connection with our soul gifts that are manifesting right now. It's just like we have to believe, we have to trust that that's possible. We have to trust in this process as we are undergoing this process. And the more we trust it, the more we surrender into it, the more we surrender to the beauty and the knowledge of our own souls, the more we can uncover during this period. So I'm really loving that. We're going to get clear a couple Moonology cards as well. See what the Moonology deck has to say for us moving forward over these next few days. A time for healing and a win-win outcome is forecast. So for anyone who's been struggling with anything, in particular right now, there has been part of the reason that you've been going through what you've been going through is to help bring you to a deeper level of healing. Sometimes we end up hurting a lot more before we're able to heal, right? That's part of that, feeling that, right? We're talking about this sensing energy, the Scorpio energy, right? Really feeling the pain is what allows us to heal. And so we've been going through this deeply painful process for some of us of really, right? Those fears, those anxieties, all of that, whatever was under there that needed to be brought to the surface to be healed has been coming to the surface to be healed. And we have been experiencing a deep, deep, profound level of healing if we've allowed ourselves that opportunity. And whatever challenging situations have been brought into your path in order to facilitate this healing, like it's now we're working our way out of those energies. We're working ourselves to the other side of that. And there are fortuitous outcomes to these situations, right? And so just know that for some of you guys, it's like, if there's something that you've been waiting on, especially some sort of judgment, this is the full moon in Libra, right? So we're also full moon, the climax of the Libra energy. As we're coming, justice, fairness, equality, right? As we're coming around, if there is some sort of decision that you've been waiting on, it's looking good. It's looking good. And there's like whatever situations you guys are dealing with right now, if you've been willing to allow this healing process to occur, right? It's working out in your favor. If you've been taking the steps that are necessary to work on your own healing and to allow everyone involved in whatever situation is going on their own healing process as well. Like something really positive is going to come out of whatever challenges that is that people are going through. And we talk about this all the time. Positive things always come out of challenges. But we're really feeling that right now. And then a new start. A new start is coming, and balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah. So whatever this situation was, it has brought you to a deeper level of healing, whether this was challenging and painful, right? Healing and growth isn't always easy. It doesn't always feel smooth, but I feel like a break in the intensity of that energy. I feel like that soft, sweeter sort of feeling when we have, like, we're not in the tumultuous process of the healing anymore, where everything's coming up and out. We're in that process where we're able to come to a place of acceptance with it, and really sort of, it's like that bittersweet feeling when we realize everything that we've been through and how we've come out the other side of that, and we're really grateful for those lessons. It's like that's the kind of healing energy that I'm feeling coming through. And that is, in and of itself, really, no matter what the situations on the outside are playing out as, if you have made it to that place, that is a win-win outcome right there. That is winning. But I feel as though more positive and fortuitous things are going to come out of that, right? Any situation, if you're able to approach it from that space of healing, right, with forgiveness, with compassion, with unconditional love, if you're able to get to that place with yourself and with others in your life, that win-win outcome is forecast. If you're not at that place yet, there is more healing that needs to occur. That's a message coming through for someone too, is like, whatever the situation is that you're looking for closure around, that you're looking for justice around, whatever it is, you need to come to that place within yourself. That's the journey. That's the healing journey that you're on right now. When you can come to that place of acceptance, when you can come to that place of viewing all parties involved with unconditional love, with compassion, with forgiveness, as well as viewing yourself through that lens, then everything is going to work out, and everything, like the conclusions will then be within reach, and everything will work out fortuitously for everyone involved, right? When you are able to call in the highest and best outcome and really truly mean that when you say it. If you say, yes, I'd like the highest and best outcome for everybody involved, but you really don't believe it, and you're secretly like hoping that somebody gets screwed, or like, but I hope they get their karma. And that's your view of what that is, right? That's not going to work. You need to come from a higher place, a higher perspective with that. And so there are forgiveness exercises that you can try that can help with this. Just imagine sending the other person light, right? That's the simplest and the easiest way to do that. Try the Ho'oponopono. It's so funny how things that happen that with my clients always come up in readings too. It's like, I know that so many of us are experiencing these same energies. I was talking with somebody the other day. The Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. Look that up. It can be really powerful and really helpful. And we can extend this to ourselves as well as others when we work with this energy and we work with this prayer. However it is that you come to that place of being in that place of compassion, of unconditional love, of forgiveness, right? For everyone involved, including yourself. That's when this win-win outcome comes out. And then you have a fresh start after that. You're able to completely move through those energies, right? When we no longer hold those heavier emotions within us, right? Those emotions, that resentment, that frustration, that anger, whatever it is, those emotions are like think of it like flypaper. Everything sticks to them. And so we can't release a situation. We can't move out of an energy completely until we no longer have those emotions festering within us, attracting and sticking. It's with like that flypaper, right? And so in order to release the stickiness of that, we have to release those sticky emotions. And so that Ho'oponopono can help. I know I said I am going on vacation for the next few days, but still feel free to shoot me an email. I will be back by this weekend, and I will be booking. I am still doing the Belvaspata special, the sliding scale, $77.77 to $99.99. Please reach out to me if you need assistance. That can really help moving through some of these energies. I also offer personal readings and a whole bunch of other things. So check all that out in the description box below if you require some assistance. But yeah, there is a beautiful new start on the other end of this. But this healing process needs to happen first. And then balancing spirituality and practicality. I think a lot of us are going to be dealing with this week and have been dealing with this, especially especially those who have gone back to work, right? Like some of us were, you know, some people, there was no break throughout the whole pandemic and all of that. Some people were out of work for a little while, and they got a chance to kind of experience what it was like to live in a calmer, where they weren't always inundated by all of that outside energy, right? And then going back to work. And like, so for those of us who took really great advantage of any time off that we had to really connect to our spiritual path more, it can be jarring going back out into the world. And so even people that specific scenario doesn't relate, any scenario where it's like you're having trouble with the balance of the two, like how do I live in the world and at the same time maintain my spiritual condition, right? It's like those of us who use different terminology, it's like, how do I live in the 3D and the 5D at the same time? Like, how do I live in that balanced state of compassion when I'm out there in the world having to deal with all of these energies that throw me off of my center, throw me off balance, right? And how easy it is that sometimes we get distracted. I feel like there's a lot of people who are working through right now this all or nothing mentality of like, okay, I'm going to meditate all day and I'm going to do this and I'm going to eat 100% clean and X, Y, Z, or I'm going to do nothing at all. And I'm just going to get sucked into the daily grind of life. And like, where is that balance, right? That's what we're being called in these last couple days of Libra season. This is another area where we're being called to find balance and bring ourselves back into balance. How do I incorporate my spiritual routine into my daily life, right? How do I keep my energy fresh and clear? There's something else that was coming through as far as this balance of spiritual. It's like bringing the spiritual into every aspect of your life. That's part of the answer. That's how you do that. That's what they're wanting us to really focus on and understand, is like, how can I bring my spirituality into every interaction that I have, even if, say, right now, I'm not necessarily working the job of my dreams, but I'm here right now. So how do I make that as impactful as possible? How do I bring that healing and loving energy into every situation that I'm in? How do I see every situation as an opportunity to bring more light, to bring more love, right? To grow myself and to help others to grow. Anywhere that we're placed right now is not by accident. Yes, we are being asked to leave the situations that are absolutely not resonating with us and have the courage to move forward toward our dreams, right? However, at the same time, a lot of us are placed in situations where we are meant to be, or we were meant to be for a time, and there's a reason. We are bringing light into that situation, into that place, right? Like, I have a friend, for an example, who works in a nursing home, retirement community type place, right? And so every day he goes into that place and he brings light into a place where there is a lot of heaviness and a lot of darkness right now. And it's really beautiful. And he works and he Reikis all the food and he brings that energy in. And like, whether the residents realize it or not, they are being affected positively by that energy. And so this was just an example that kept popping into my mind of like a way to look at wherever you are, how can you be of service, right? In every interaction you have with someone, if somebody's having a bad day and they're snapping at you and you can feel that energy, what energy do you then return to them? Right? That's how we bring our spirituality into every moment, right? In those little moments where we have a chance to help somebody or hurt somebody, do we help somebody? Or at least do we do nothing at all, right? In those moments where we get a chance to hold the door for someone, do we hold the door for them, right? If we see somebody struggling, do we provide assistance if we're able? In all those little moments, right? When we are triggered, do we take that time to reel that back in, right? And to still respond from a place of compassion. Those are the little ways that we bring the spiritual into every single moment, right? And so that's what Spirit is really wanting us to focus on right now, is how can we do that? And yes, we do want to make sure that we are making time for our spiritual routine and making that, like, creating those habits and not allowing ourselves to get too distracted in that all or nothing philosophy. But this is a solution and a way to bring those energies in as we move forward throughout this week and throughout every week and every day, really. On the bottom of the Black Moon Astrology deck, we had the Pluto transformation card too. So yes, heavy into that transformative energy as well. Yeah, transformation with love underneath that. So really that heart energy being transformed, right? Okay, yeah. there's a reason I pulled these back out. There is a message coming through for these too. So there is this transformation when it comes to the heart, when it comes to matters of the heart right now. And there's like a deeper knowing that is developing for some people around their hearts, around what it is that their hearts want, around their relationships. Maybe I feel as though somebody is seeing somebody through fresh eyes right now. And they're really seeing them in a way that maybe they haven't seen them before. And they're understanding more about a person and their role in their lives right now. I feel like a lot of us in general, too, are just understanding. There's like a deeper knowing that's coming through around our patterns in relationships, around the way that we interact in relationships, right? And like really seeing the deeper patterns there, really getting to understand the latent fears and sort of overcoming those fears and not allowing ourselves to be governed and ruled by those fears anymore. So there's, just a lot of deeper knowings that are coming through around the heart energies and how we express those, how we are receptive to those, how we give and receive love. And for somebody, I'm feeling this energy of there's been this transformation of their heart energies, and they're now seeing somebody through new eyes. That's definitely a message coming through for somebody right now. Yeah. So that wanted to come through as well. Yeah. And then we have the Neptune sacrifice card, the 6th house routine, and the 7th house partners all coming up under that, with the Saturn truth card. So lots going on here when it comes to our partnerships, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our health and our routines, and really those areas where we are realizing where we are willing to make sacrifices and what it is that is worth sacrificing for, whether that comes to our love relationships, our relationship with ourselves, right? Our careers, our goals. When we are developing these new habits, right, and we are developing these new partnerships, there are compromises, there are sacrifices that had to be made. There are different ways that we have to be sort of like, we have to be adjusting and recalibrating ourselves in order to adapt. Right? And so some of us are learning how to become more adaptable as well, I feel like, with that energy. All right. And then as I shuffle Jupiter return benefits on the bottom of the deck. They always just love to throw that out there to keep reminding us of the abundance that is waiting for us, for anyone who's feeling as though that is something that's maybe not coming through for them. They just want to keep reminding us, do not be fooled by outer appearances. If you are whatever stage of your creation process you're at right now, like, do not be fooled by those outer appearances. There is so much abundance coming in. That abundance is going to look like so many different things for so many different people, right? It's like now is the time to decide what do I believe abundance is for me? What does that mean to me, right? What do I want that abundance to look like, to feel like in my life? And then it's interesting too, because it's time to take action and your dreams need a practical plan on the bottom of the other deck. With the surrender to the divine card here. And so this is for those of you who have been on the fence about something. Like, there is energy coming through that there is some aspect of your physical world. This is like career energy that I'm feeling pretty strongly coming through here. This is that life purpose energy for some of us who are aware of that purpose, and we are moving more deeply into that. It's time to take action around some of the practical steps that need to be taken to make your dreams a reality, right? This energy we were just talking about, decide what abundance means to me, right? How does that feel? It's like, that's not all that we have to do. Once we've decided that, once our path does start to become more clear, then there are steps that we have to take. There are actions that we have to take, right? We always say, I take one step, spirit takes 10. But we have to take that first step first, right? And we have to, when we are intuitively guided to take future steps, we have to continue to take those steps. So we have to keep moving forward, right? We have to, there's like, the spirit is in the astral, right? The ether. We are in the physical. And so there are steps that need to be taken in the physical in order to move forward. And so it's really looking at and creating that plan, right? This is the moon of this month, is that moon of structure, form, and purpose, right? That is the energies of this 28-day galactic cycle. So it's really about creating that strategy, creating that plan. Yes, being adaptable. That's where the surrender to the divine energy comes in. Being adaptable to how that needs to change, how we need to flow with that, but really taking those solid practical steps, right? If we know what we want, but we're not taking any action toward it, then we're not creating any space for those opportunities to happen, for the energy to manifest, right? We need to be creating some momentum on our own as well. We can't just sit back. We can't just set our intentions and sit back and wait for everything to fall into our lap, right? Because even if it did fall right into our laps, like there's still action that's necessary in order to maintain that. It's like the opportunities. Spirit will give us the opportunities. Spirit will give us the resources, but we have to utilize them. We have to be the ones to take that solid action in this physical realm. And then on the bottom of the deck, as I said, that Capricorn I use, right? That is that energy that is being refined right now with Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, right? That energy of really being able to fully utilize and marshal our own resources and act upon that. That's what we said at the beginning of the reading, right? Capricorn energy knows how to fully utilize all the resources at its disposal. And at the same time, we got take time to breathe out on the bottom of the deck to close with. That doesn't mean that we have to put untold pressure on ourselves and run ourselves ragged, right? Like we need to give ourselves, we've learned that's more of that Libra balance energy that we're coming into in these last couple days. The review of how we've learned to utilize that energy is self-care, right? Versus action. We have to take action. We have to move forward. We have to actively participate in our lives. But at the same time, we have to take care of ourselves as well, right? We have to have that balance of action and inaction, right? That's that masculine and the feminine energies, right? The balance of the two and how we utilize those two energies. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful few days. I will see you back here again in not too long. It's some of that time to breathe out for me. That's the time that I'm taking right now. But then we will be back at it. If you enjoy these videos and you would like to donate, there are links below to donate to my channel. There is also my email down below with a description of my services. Please reach out to me if you need assistance. I will be back in a few days and we'll be continuing to book clients. So please, please, please reach out to me. I am here and I'm so happy to help. If you like this video, hit that like button, please. It helps these videos out a lot. It helps the channel to continue to grow, this community that we're creating here to continue to grow, right? Shares, subscribe if you haven't yet. And yes, please leave me a comment. Let me know how the energies are resonating with you. Let me know how the next few days are going. I will be popping in to check that stuff out and see how you guys are doing. So, you know, I always love and appreciate the comments. You are amazing. You are beautiful. Have an amazing, amazing week being your amazing selves. Mwah.